Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Ziggy's Rants. I'm Ziggy. Now, before I get started, the usual thumbs up, subscribe, and share. They will help the reach of the show massively. So if you could do that, it would really be appreciated. Thank you. Now, on to my rant. And this is the usual. We've seen it year after year after year, especially when it comes to the elections. John Swinney, we can be an independent country in 5 years. He's been saying that in government for 17 years. 5 years. Here's the carrot. Here's the stick. Another 5 years. Honestly. Honest John. Honestly. We will get independence in 5 years. It's possible. It is just tiresome to listen to time and time again. It's an election ploy that is so old, so out of date, and nobody's listening anymore. He hasn't come up with anything new. I'm really annoyed that we keep hearing this time and time again. I want John Swinney as new First Minister for the whole of Scotland to be talking about the issues going on in Scotland right now, not the usual sound bites of independence. We can be independent in 5 years. How many times have they said 5 years over the last 17 years? We've heard it election after election after election. It's unbelievable that he actually believes this is an election. This is an election ploy that's going to work. It's not. It's not going to work anymore. People are fed up of listening to independence. We want the government to start talking about the issues going on. If you look at any poll over the last 3 years or so, independence has been way down the list of priorities of Scottish people. When will they start listening? When will this dire government get it into their heads that we do not want independence, for starters, and we want the government to concentrate on fixing the issues we have in education, the health service, the economy, local government, the potholes, all sorts of issues we have. The ferries, talked about them earlier. All sorts of issues we have going on in Scotland right now. And John Swinney is absolutely obsessed with independence. He believes independence will cure and get rid of all the issues going on in Scotland. I don't know how he actually thinks with the world struggling as it is, with the war in Ukraine, with the energy crisis being caused by that, with the cost of living crisis that was caused by the world markets and with COVID. Over COVID, the amount of money we had to borrow in shutting the economy down, the world economy down, caused a cost of living crisis, which we are starting to come out of. He stated the other day that only independence can get inflation down from 10%. Well, inflation is actually at 3.2%, honest John. He believes that independence in Scotland would solve that, solve the cost of living crisis, would solve everything. How does he believe a new country of 5.5 million going independent would actually solve these issues when the powerhouses of the world can't solve them? when you look at Germany, you look at America, you look at Europe, the whole of Europe. These countries can't solve it. They've all suffered the same as the UK. Whatever people say, whatever nationalists say, this is not a conservative-led cost of living crisis. This is going on around the world. But Honest John believes an independent Scotland can solve these issues. Sorry, John. You're Honest John. You are way out of your depth. You are lying to the public. And independence is not going to happen in the next 5 years. There's no chance of that happening. Be honest with the Scottish people. Be honest with yourself, and get on with running the government for the next 2 years, it looks like. Then we can actually kick you out of office, get rid of the SNP, and get on with fixing the problems in Scotland rather than just talking about independence. That's my rant over for today. Leave your thoughts, your comments. What do you think about Honest John's approach to his new first few days in office? What do you think about independence and this latest claim he's made? Another one. Please leave your comments. As usual, thumbs up, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great weekend. I may come on tomorrow. I'll see how things go. But have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you very soon. Good night.